fourth, fifth city on a trip. Does that mental toll, does that accumulate? Does that get more difficult? How do you kind of keep the team on focus there throughout this unique situation?
Because there's still work to be done. I mean, we still, there's games we play, be work to be done. We got to continue to get better. And you can't really, get your mind into the grasp of how many days you've been on the road or whatever the case may be. Every team does it. Every team hits a long road trip. And professionals, we got to keep our minds fresh, keep our bodies fresh as much as we can to go out there and put together a complete 48-minute game, or as close to 48 minutes. So obviously we haven't done it the last couple of games, and we just got to be better on Saturday.
Just basketball-wise, did you notice anything about that second half, the biggest thing that stood out?
I think Detroit played extremely well tonight, and then we didn't play well. We didn't play well at all. Like our legs got to us a little bit on the second night with back-to-back. That was the result of it.
Dan?
Hey, LeBron. You mentioned the legs. I mean, you got off to such a hot start in this game. Is that kind of what you think turned for you tonight?
No, I don't think so. I think early on I got it going. And then I still, at the end of the day, still got to get my teammates involved. Even with my scoring early, we didn't have many, assists and things of that nature. So I want to try to implement my guys, get my guys involved in the game. And I definitely missed some shots that I know I'm accustomed to making, but it had nothing to do with my legs.
Hey, Frank has talked a couple times about the depth of his team and how tricky it is to kind of find minutes for everybody who deserves them, and how it can kind of force some maybe non-conventional lineups. How much do you feel that? How much do you feel that you personally are still adjusting to some of the different groups out there, and where would you kind of like to be soon in that development?
I'm definitely, and we're definitely all adjusting to playing with different lineups, and logging minutes with lineups that, one game you might not log with, or could be a few games in a row. So, it's kind of learning on the fly, and I think we're all learning on the fly because of the lack of practice time. With this season, it's very difficult to kind of, get those practice minutes on the floor and know what works and what does not work. Just very strange with that. A lot of our games are also just like, big practices for us too. We have to learn on the fly, and coaches still learning different lineups and seeing what combinations work, what combinations don't work. And myself, I'm out there playing with certain lineups I don't play with, certain lineups I do play with. So I log a lot of minutes with, guys that, may not have logged with, in a couple games. But like I said, it's all a learning experience, and all of us trying to figure it out.
Dave?
Ron, how do you get comfortable and stay patient with that challenge or that circumstance of needing the games to be the practices because the reality of the schedule doesn't allow for actual practices?
I'll let you know.
Dan, I think you have a follow-up.
Yeah, LeBron, you guys have Boston on Saturday, and that's kind of one of those rivalries in sports that transcends even the country. I guess, what's it like to be a part of something so big like Lakers Celtics?
It's pretty cool. Just knowing the history, Lakers Celtics across, throughout the course of, this league, and what it means to this league, the history of this league. And just seeing some of the biggest games, some of the biggest rivalries, some of the best players that ever played this game, to be a part of this rivalry was a pretty cool thing, just learning the history. It's not like I didn't personally grow up watching them. Obviously I was, a little bit too young in the 80s, and then they had, rekindled a little bit in the late 2000s when, Kobe and them guys were going against KG and those guys. But, it's pretty cool. And right now it's different. Without the Boston fans and without the Laker faithful, it's not the same. It won't feel the same on Saturday. It's going to feel great to play another game and play against a very good team, but it won't have that rivalry feel. Just, the fans are so much a part of that rivalry, if you could just imagine, and just go back and watch those games, how key the fans were and all the battles over the course of the years.
All right, we'll wrap with Rachel.
LeBron, when is it in the cycle of games and off days and stuff and a road trip that you feel the most tired? Because we talked a lot about how short the off season was, how much energy it was going to take, and you get to the beginning of the season and there's kind of a burst of we're starting, but you're on a long road trip like this. When is it that you feel it? Is it right after games? Is it on the off days?
I don't get tired. I don't feel tired. I get my sleep, I get my rest. But I have a lot of energy. I don't get tired, and I don't even. My mindset never gets to a point where it's like, okay, this is a long road trip. I'm exhausted or I'm tired. I don't even think about that. When we have our games, I'm ready to go. When we're not playing, I have an opportunity to rest and get my body back right, get my mind refreshed. But I don't get tired.
What are you doing on this road trip since you can't go out to dinner and maybe hang with guys the way you normally would? What are you doing to keep yourself occupied?
Watching a couple shows on Netflix and on Showtime, and drinking some wine. It's perfect.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Watching some shows on Netflix, drinking wine. Tatum, Jaylen Brown's playing great.
I just like to be here when we have that game and James is in the studio. I just like to watch James.
Will you be at home watching that one?
Of course. I gotta watch it at home.
Yeah.
Unless y'all want to invite me to the
First
studio.
kind of Saturday night ABC. Would you like to come?
Nah, I'm good.
Okay. Primetime game.
I'll stay at home if you want to come in.
All right, let's do it. Do I get to say, get some of that Laker?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Boston Celtics, big game, James. Obviously, another powerhouse in the East. You've already played the Sixers, you've played the Bucks, and now you're playing the third best team. So we'll kind of see what the Lakers do with this.
Yeah. You talk about Brooklyn, Milwaukee, now Philadelphia. You cannot forget about the Boston Celtics. They're well coached. They play well as a team. Tatum, explosive player, good supporting cast. The Lakers will have their hands full as they try to get back on track in Boston.
Yeah, they just got Kemba Walker back about a week ago. He had not played yet this season. And let's not forget, Jaylen Brown is kind of stepping it up another notch. Last year, he was already established as a very good player, averaged about 20 a game. He's up to about 27, 28. He's off to a very strong start. And they picked up Tristan Thompson to play center. Yes. Pretty good team. They lost Gordon Hayward. Might have been addition by subtraction. They look pretty good to me.
This is maybe a game that the guys have circled, right, in terms of motivation. And, you have a day off of rest, and then it's a primetime game. It's a game everyone's watching. Does that help?
It helps a lot. And plus, you just come off with 2 losses. You definitely don't want to lose 3 in a row. And it's the Boston Celtics. It's that rival. There's going to be so much hype behind this game that they're going to be talking about it. And this is a young squad. And in the back of the Lakers' minds, like, this is one of the best teams in the East. Yeah. Who knows? We might meet them in the playoffs. So we got to come out and establish this game early and let these young fellas know who we are, and AD will be back. So it's some exciting times.
And the Celtics are aware that we just tied them for 17 championships.
They're aware, aren't they? Yeah. You expecting AD to play for sure?
Yeah, I would think so. He's got a couple days to rest up. Of all the games I've covered, you guys obviously played in them, but I've only talked about them or written about them. The Game 7 in 2010 against Boston was the most incredible game I went to. And I covered Kobe's 81, and I covered Kobe's last game. And when Kobe outscored Dallas through 3 quarters, that was pretty crazy too. But to see the Lakers beat the Celtics and to see the emotion that came out of that Game 7, not a well-played game, 83-79 was the final. Kobe struggled with his shot. But just being there in Staples Center, it's a feeling I won't forget. Everyone stood for the entire second half, even the people in the lower bowl. No deals to be done, no talks to be made, nothing, just pure basketball. Yeah. Let's see who's better. It was pretty awesome.
Rob got cheated a little bit. Celtics weren't any good when you were a Laker.
I know, man.
So one thing you didn't get to do.
Yeah.
What happened, Rob?
I know, man.
You had to beat the Nets.
You had to beat the Nets.
Sixers and the Pacers.
The Sixers. It's just, you wanted that marquee matchup. I didn't get it.
You didn't get it?
I didn't get it.
Oh, well.
Is it too late?
It's time. It's
time.
Yeah,
way too late.
Coming of that one, I don't know. Oh yeah, full house coming. Lakers' first road loss of the season, back-to-back nights, and they're on the road in Detroit. LeBron James, the last 4 games, just astounding level of performance, and he came out, and was actually even higher than that. Oh goodness! Takes Plumlee to the rim, corner 3. Got it. LeBron James. 2 of 2 from 3 to start the game. He would not miss for quite a while. Give me that. Let's run. Lakers leading. In transition, all 3 of these. I mean, honestly, he's a 36-year-old man. There's zero regression. Regression to the mean, he doesn't even know what that, he doesn't know what that means. Nope. 5-5, 14 points in the opening quarter. Now in the second, James. Posing to just let everybody in the building know. Then down low. Too strong. He's got 20 or more in the first half of 3 consecutive games. Third quarter. No Anthony Davis in this one. And LeBron's on the bench. And the Pistons start stretching things out. Blake Griffin hits the 3. Griffin, a 3. Finished with 23 in this game. Kyle Kuzma, take those with you. Pistons up 8. Wayne Ellington, professional. Steps into that 3-6, triples in the game. Detroit's up 11. Oh, Jeremy Grant. And the Lakers get just 14 in the final quarter, the fewest in any quarter over the past couple of seasons. So LeBron roaring out of the gates, but then slows down and good win for the home team. Lakers trail by just 4 entering the fourth quarter, but scored that season-low 14 in the final dozen. And it's 6 for 21 from the floor, just 1 of 6 from 3. Only the Warriors back on January the 18th will outscore the Lakers by more points in the fourth quarter than Detroit did